Khabib Nurmagomedov made a really interesting comments about Tony Ferguson in his autobiography book. Quote, "In the beginning my attitude towards Ferguson was ambiguous. Sometimes I felt certain gratitude towards him. I have already written that my desire to return after 3 of severe injuries and having almost decided to end my career was ignited because of my overwhelming impulse to meet El Cucuy and knock on his head so he would look at life differently. That's what it was. The possibility of finally silencing this poorly brought up, mean man became one of the main reasons for my returning to the cage. I have a set of emotions towards this man, like those that would flood me in the streets of Makhachkala at the age of 16 or 20. When I saw in front of me an impudent who was boasting how strong he was, I never missed an opportunity to thrash such a smart ass and at the same time to check which of his claims about his abilities was true. So I looked at the Ferguson and continued to do so with eyes full of sarcasm and anger. I can assure you that this type of my attitude promised nothing good for Tony. For some reason he was abusive from the very beginning of our interaction, not being embarrassed at all with the expression he used. I quickly realized that it was a way of asserting himself. What for? I couldn't understand it. Yes, of course, what is called trash talk is an aspect of UFC. But Ferguson immediately began to transgress all reasonable boundaries. I myself like to tweet something against a future opponent or experts on Twitter or Instagram posts. But what Tony does cannot be supported in any way. It's pure dirt. I gradually formed a particular contempt for Ferguson as a person. I think it's wrong to treat him badly from a supporting point of view. He's a fine fighter, a winner, a champion in my division for a period, and possessor of one of the longest win streaks in the UFC. He is definitely a great athlete, however a complete mediocre upbringing and behavior it has generated makes him sometimes merely a non-entity." That's what Khabib had to say about El Cucuy. I think it's kind of exciting to know that Tony Ferguson gave Khabib spark to get back in the octagon when he was contemplating retirement because of his injuries. That would be a great fight when both of them were in their prime. In a documentary about Khabib's father, Abdul Manap was interested when talking about Tony Ferguson fight. He said that it was very important to Khabib's legacy to beat a fighter like Tony Ferguson.